In the headlines, court grants bail to suspended accountant general, co-defendants. African Democratic Congress presidential candidate unveils Ahmed Buhari as running mate for 2023 election. President Buhari convenes emergency security meeting as opposition senators threaten impeachment. And on the foreign scene, at least 42 dead in India after drinking toxic alcohol. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Hello and welcome once again. A High Court in Abuja has granted the suspended Accountant General of the Federation, Idris Ahmed, and his co-defendants bail upon terms and conditions given by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Delivering ruling, Justice Adeyemi Ajayi ordered that the defendants shall not leave the Federal Capital Territory, and should they want to, they would have to seek clearance from the court or have their bail revoked. Justice Ajayi also ordered that the defendants should not have and shall not procure alternative passports until the case is done, having deposited their original passports to the Commission. The trial judge gave the ruling on grounds that the allegations against the defendants are yet to be proven. Meanwhile, trial commenced immediately after the ruling on bail application. The presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress for the 2023 election, Dumebi Kachukwu, on Wednesday, announced Ahmed Buhari as his running mate for the 2023 presidential election. While unveiling his running mate in Abuja, Kachukwu, CEO of Roots TV, lamented the state of insecurity in Nigeria, saying President Muhammadu Buhari has abandoned his duty. Speaking, Ahmed said they have built a blueprint to bring back the lost glory of the nation and put smiles on the faces of the Nigerian people. The ADC presidential candidate, who called for President Buhari's resignation, described the All Progressives Congress-led regime as deceptive. And hours after senators threatened to impeach President Muhammadu Buhari if the current security situation did not improve, the president summoned an emergency meeting of the National Security Council for Thursday. This, opposition lawmakers have issued a 6-week ultimatum to President Muhammadu Buhari to fix the security challenges in the country or face impeachment. The report.
Senator Aduda had attempted to move a motion to present an agreed ultimatum to President Buhari, but Senate President Ahmed Lawa ruled him out of order. The caucus said the impeachment issue was raised during a 2-hour closed-door meeting, but the Senate President was unwilling to allow the matter to be tabled at plenary despite their agreement.
We went into a closed session to discuss issues as they relate to security in this country, especially the happenings in Abuja and happenings all over the country. And we agreed that the primary responsibility of government is the protection of lives and property of citizens. And for us, the minority caucus in the Senate, we also took into cognizance the fact that the Senate had at various levels, at various times, convened various security meetings, various security issues were discussed, and we did recommend to government various steps and measures aimed at curbing these issues of insecurity. We realized that even Abuja that we are in is no more safe, and all of you will agree with us.
Aduda, who represents the Federal Capital Territory in the upper legislative chamber, raised the alarm that despite several resolutions reached by the National Assembly on the state of the nation on different occasions, the president has failed to act on any.
And so, at the closed session, we agreed that we will give the president an ultimatum that failing which, if it is not complied with, will move immediately to give an impeachment notice.
Meanwhile, the lawmakers also chanted solidarity songs to buttress their stand. Lawmaker representing Sokoto East Senatorial District Ibrahim Gobi has been named as a new leader of the Senate and by extension chairman of the All Progressives Congress caucus. President of the Senate Ahmed Lawa made this announcement on Wednesday at plenary. He said Senator Gobi's appointment followed receipt of a letter from the national chairman of the APC, Abdullahi Adamu. Gobi is to replace Senator Yaya Abdullahi, who defected to the People's Democratic Party (PDP).
With reference to your letter number NAS 9S/SP/D/12-12 dated 16 June 2022, in which you informed the party of the vacancy for the office of the Senate leader of our party. Except here with the party's nomination of Senator Ibrahim Abdullahi Gobir Sokoto East Senatorial District as replacement for the Senate leader and chairman APC Senate Caucus.
In the meantime, the federal government told the senators who threatened to impeach President Muhammadu Buhari within 6 weeks if the current security situation does not improve that the administration is on top of the matter. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, said this while fielding questions after a Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Buhari at the State House, Abuja. He thanked senators for their concern, but said government is on top of the security situation in the country as steps were being taken to address their anxiety over the current development.
As to those who have issued threats to Mr. President, I think it's more propaganda than anything. It's laughable. As to the resolution passed by Senate, as rightly said, it was passed when we were deliberating. But we thank them for their patriotism and their concern, but we have already, we are working around the clock, 24 hours, to ensure that Nigerians are, the situation is brought under control.
A policeman was killed when suspected Boko Haram fighters ambushed the convoy of the chairman of Nganze local government area of Borno State, Honorable Ashek Mamman Gade, in the northern part of the state on Wednesday. In a statement, Special Assistant on Media to the chairman of the local government, Muhammad Bashir Bukar, while confirming the attack, said Honorable Ashek is safe, sound and healthy. The statement asked the general public to disregard the news and that he was abducted by the insurgents. And gunmen reportedly have attacked a construction company in Owo, Ondo State. Gunshots were heard at the site of Greenberg Construction Company Wednesday evening. In a tweet, the police confirmed that some people were injured during the attack, adding that operatives have been deployed to the scene and victims have been taken to hospital. The International Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA, has vowed to ensure that a police officer alleged to have raped and impregnated a minor who is also his niece receives maximum punishment to serve as a deterrent to others. Chairperson of FIDA in the state, Rabiatu Adra, said this while addressing news journalists in Lafia, Nasarawa State. Abubakar Abdullahi sent in the report as presented from our studios.
The chairperson, FIDA, Rabiatu Adra, explained that a whistleblower had reported to the organization that the victim, aged 15, was repeatedly raped by an uncle she was staying with after the death of her father. She said on receipt of the report by the whistleblower, FIDA, in conjunction with Sexual and Gender-Based Violence Response Team, facilitated and mobilized the police, which led to the arrest of the suspect.
So the International Federation of Women Lawyers, Nasarawa State Chapter, wishes to state that a case of rape was reported to FIDA last week. The 15-year-old girl was allegedly raped by her uncle, a police inspector serving with SID Lafia.
She said further medical investigation was carried out on the victim, where she was discovered to be 6 months pregnant and the baby died 3 days before the discovery of the pregnancy.
So we went to the hospital and a test was conducted. It was discovered that the girl was 6 months pregnant, and they attempted to abort the child.
She also said that the victim is safe and has already been discharged from the hospital, now reunited with her family. Rabiatu Adra said the organization would not stop until justice is served and appealed to the police to ensure thorough investigation of the matter. She therefore said that the team is always ready and prepared to promote and protect the rights of women and children, calling on victims of abuse to be bold enough to speak out. In a telephone interview, Public Relations Officer of Nasarawa State Police Command, Nantel Nimiel, said he is yet to be briefed on the incident as at the time of filing this report.
Meanwhile, women farmers across Nigeria are meeting to discuss the operation of the National Policy on Gender in Agriculture to increase the participation of women in agriculture towards achieving food security in Nigeria. Organized by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development in collaboration with the Partnership for Advancing Women in Economic Development, the meeting is part of the National Steering Committee's annual dialogue on promoting women in agriculture. The report.
Boosting agricultural production through the input of women in rural and urban centers reduces food imports and develops the economy. This underscores the need for a successful implementation of policies tailored towards achieving food security.
I think DRPC has a project referred to as POWED, which is a partnership for advancing women in economic development. Under POWED, they have a model where they encourage the formation of WECs, which is the women economic collectives or coalition. These are a group of women who are working in areas related to empowerment of women, whether it is agriculture, industry, etc. etc.
And it encouraged so many people to get, but we had issues of having to produce enough sufficiently, because even at this point of singing agriculture in the country, we are still doing them manually.
Discussions are therefore centered on ensuring elimination of subsistence farming, effect of climate change, harmful practices that hinder women's participation, as well as investment in agriculture as an engine of economic growth.
So the ministry is really working assiduously to help women, because there is no way the policy, the new policy that is approved by the federal government, the NAFTIP, National Agricultural Transformation Innovative Policy, that will achieve all the content or the elements in the policy without incorporating women.
The gender policy has been stepped down in the states across the country. There is a high level of awareness among the women across the country, and especially in the different ministries of agriculture. For example, we are working on trying to create the gender desks in the various ministries of agriculture.
Other stakeholders in the sector say addressing the challenges of rural women in agriculture and full implementation of the policies will ease the burden.
We had worked with the small-scale women farmers organization in Nigeria to simplify the policy and supported the smallholder women farmers to develop their work plan, which they implemented by engaging with different ministries, departments and agencies, commissioners for agriculture.
Experts say without investment in agriculture, especially in programs at the rural level that promote economic growth among women, food security would continue to elude the country. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching Trust TV News Update. And still to come on the news, story of Adamawa female shoemaker. This and more after the break. Do stay with us.
TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us on Trust TV News Update. Now another look at our top stories. Court grants bail to suspended Accountant General co-defendants. And African Democratic Congress presidential candidate unveils Ahmed Buhari as running mate for 2023 general elections. And in other news, the Independent National Electoral Commission in Rivers State has insisted that the commission will close continuous voter registration exercise on July 31st. National Commissioner supervising the state, May Agbamuche Mbu, said this during a press briefing at INEC head office in Port Harcourt. She noted that the collection of PVCs has been slow with 7 months to the 2023 general election, urging people of the state to collect their PVCs in good time and not to wait until the last minute.
The collection of the PVCs has been abysmally low. With 7 months to go to the 2023 general election, we urge the people of Rivers State to collect their PVCs in good time and not to wait until the last minute. The Commission is working hard in its preparations for the 2023 general election and strongly desires that no citizen is disenfranchised and that every vote will count. We are now in the last week of the continuous voter registration exercise, which was previously scheduled to end on June 30th, 2022, as per our timetable, which was contested in court. After the recent court verdict that confirmed INEC's sole power to determine the date of stoppage of the CVR exercise, the Commission decided to extend the period by a further 2 weeks, which will end on Sunday, the 31st of July, 2022.
Meanwhile, the Kebbi State government has declared Thursday, 28th and Friday, 29th July as public holidays to enable civil servants of the state to either obtain or revalidate their permanent voter cards. Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu gave the approval on Wednesday in a statement signed by the acting head of service, Safiyanu Garba, and made available to newsmen in Birnin Kebbi. The governor called on the people of the state to take advantage of the two-day holiday to exercise their civic responsibility so as not to be disenfranchised. Media Trust Group is collaborating with the Border Communities Development Agency in Abuja towards the development of the lives of people in border communities in Nigeria. Group Chief Executive Officer of the company, Munir Gwarzo, led a delegation to the agency where he acknowledged the good work the agency is doing for the people. Musa Luka reports.
The Group Chief Executive Officer, Media Trust Limited, Munir Gwarzo, said building a mutual relationship with the agency will benefit the public immensely in promoting the welfare of the people living around the border communities.
I also believe that some of your excellent programs that you've been pursuing, particularly in terms of interventions with border communities, we need to upscale the publicity. And we think the television, the Trust TV, can do a lot. Also being complemented by the newspaper and the radio. So our visit is also to inform you on the existence of the televisions and plead for your patronage so that collectively we can enhance the good work you've been doing for Nigerians.
On his part, the Executive Secretary of the Border Communities Development Agency, Junaid Abdullahi, expressed delight over the visit. He said the agency is ready to partner with the media outfit in promoting human development. He called on the media outfit to continue doing the good work, focusing on promoting social justice, national unity, and being the voice of those that cannot speak for themselves.
Being the premier branded newspaper, especially here in the north, it's not everybody that really can afford to go to.
Our August visitors, even though they're in July, powerful tip from Daily Trust newspapers, our neighbors. I would like to, on behalf of the Executive Secretary and management of the agency, thank you for coming. Your coming will further cement this relationship, this neighborly relationship. And I believe your coming also indicates one fact, that we take this organization in earnest.
The Border Communities Development Agency, BCDA, is a federal government intervention agency established by an act of parliament to develop all border communities' amenities through the implementation of planned and sustainable projects. Musa Luka, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Nigeria's economic instability from 2016 to date has made a large percentage of Nigerian businesses to suffer setbacks. However, 25-year-old woman Jumai Zira in Adamawa has taken to footwear business after several efforts were made to further her education proved unsuccessful. Silas Lawan has an encounter with Jumai and her apprentices and now reports.
Shoemaking is a business predominantly occupied by men in northern Nigeria. Jumai is helping toward changing perception of many with her 4-year experience in the business. It all started after her graduation from secondary school in 2016. After her attempt for further education proved abortive, Jumai and her apprentice are now busy to meet customers' demand. With her current economic status, Jumai believes she is affecting lives of too many.
Gaskiya da na fara aikin takalmi kan gaskiya na achieving abubuwa da dama. Domin for now ina fitan yin sana'a na in samu.
I started this business 6 years ago. After I personally realized that I have no one to assist me educationally. I could remember people when I started laughing at me, but now many of those people came here almost on daily basis looking for assistance. With this business of mine, I can proudly say I touch lives of many people with my family as the highest beneficiary.
However, she was quick to point out some of the challenges in the business.
We have many challenges that we need to be assisted on. Currently, I have 5 people learning this job under me. You see, if we can be assisted, we will help in reducing the number of unemployed youth in the society.
Some of her customers speak.
Ita Jumai tana yin takalma masu kyau.
I am her customer. I used to buy her products because they are good. Jumai is a good shoe designer.
The girl is focused on her business. She never cared on what her peers said about her. You know how people can be sometimes.
These are some of the menial businesses that stakeholders believed, if given proper attention, will reduce the high number of unemployed youth in the society. From Yola, Silas Lawan, Trust TV News.
And despite upheavals in the aviation industry, Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, is confident that the sector will recover from its present slump. The minister spoke to newsmen at State House Abuja after Wednesday's Federal Executive Council meeting. He spoke on the day the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, also made positive projections about the Nigerian economy in spite of the hardship being experienced by citizens. Kainde Amadou reports.
The Aviation Minister was at the Cabinet meeting to present 2 memos. The first on the proposed national carrier, which would allow the country to lease aircraft to start operations. The second was for the deployment of investigation tool by the Accident Investigation Bureau at the cost of over 707.96 million naira. It is surprising to many that such procurements are happening, yet there are operational factors threatening the civil aviation sector. Meanwhile, the Finance Minister says despite Nigeria's economic woes, it will continue to retain its position as the largest economy in Africa.
We also projected that the nominal GDP, that is the size of the Nigerian economy, will rise up to 225.5 trillion naira, with 95% of this contribution by the non-oil sector, while the oil sector will be contributing only 5%. And then some steady increase from 2024 to 2025 to reach up to 280.7 trillion in 2025. This means that Nigeria continues to retain its position as the largest economy in Africa.
She admitted, however, that the present administration had depleted the excess crude oil account.
In the past 4 years, because of the volatility in the crude oil market, we have not had any accretion to the excess crude account. So what we have had has been gradually used up for different purposes, and it's always used in consultation with the National Economic Council, that is the governors, because this is a federation account. President
Muhammadu Buhari presided over the meeting of the Federal Executive Council at State House, Abuja. Ministers of Finance, Works and Housing, as well as the Federal Capital Territory made presentations at the meeting, with 8 members of the cabinet physically present. Other cabinet members participated in the meeting virtually from their offices. From State House, Abuja, Kehinde Amudu, Trust TV News.
And on the foreign scene, at least 42 people have died and nearly 100 others have been hospitalized in Western India after drinking toxic alcohol, as authorities on Thursday ordered a crackdown on bootleggers. Dozens of people became ill earlier this week after drinking methanol, a poisonous form of alcohol sometimes used as an antifreeze, sold in several villages across Gujarat state. State Home Affairs Minister Harsh Sanghavi said in a statement that investigation has revealed that the victims consumed industrial-grade methanol, which caused the death. Sanghavi said that 97 people have been admitted to hospital for treatment, with 2 others in critical condition. And in sports, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has announced that the winners of the 2022 African Women's Champions League will receive $400,000 in prize money, while the runners-up will receive $250,000. CAF President Mosepe, who announced this, said there is need for the game to invest in the women's game as Continental Championship. South Africa, who defeated host Morocco 2-1 in the final in Rabat, pocket $50,000 in prize money from the CAF Women Cup of Nations in their first ever Africa Cup of Nations victory. And that wraps up Trust TV News Update for this hour. Don't forget, you can subscribe and follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Thanks for watching.